Okay, I personally think this is gonna blow your mind. I'm about to make connections with bird mythology, electrons, Sanskrit, and plasma. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. I'm gonna connect so many dots. Okay, what if I was about to tell you that ancient bird myths literally reveal secrets of our universe that have been hidden forever? Secrets about electrons, about plasma, the fourth state of matter that literally makes up 99.9% of the universe, and human consciousness. And just to preface, all you need to know about plasma is in science, it is an ionized gas, it is lightning, it makes up nebulas, the sun is made of plasma, neon signs. But plasma, what you don't know about it is it has magical and metaphysical properties, and it is more like a living ether that permeates everything in our universe, inside of you, outside of you, like an omnipresent, dare I say it, God, like a female God. Just see how you feel after I show you what I'm about to show you. So in plasma, electrons become free. In solid, liquid, and gas, they're more tight around the nucleus. And in plasma, they're dancing around like little lover girls. When these electrons are dancing around, they emit photons, which causes fluorescence, which is how neon lights are created, the aurora borealis. I think this is also when electrons start being able to almost open up and communicate consciousness. Let me explain. Okay, so all you need to know is that electrons from the sun interact with Earth's magnetosphere, which creates electromagnetic waves. These electromagnetic waves are sounds that scientists say that it resembles bird song, that it is the magnetic field is singing. And just like electrons come from the sun, which is plasma, to communicate with the earth and give it messages possibly, this is reflective on the process on Earth with electrons giving us as humans messages, creating electromagnetic waves, also photons and consciousness as a process of the feedback loop, because the photons are riding in the electromagnetic waves. Okay, back to the birds. So many ancient myths symbolize birds as messengers of the divine. And I think these birds symbolize electrons flowing along these plasma rivers. And just like electrons pop out photons when they're in a plasma state, because they're free and creating this fluorescence, these birds or electrons pop out conscious messages to people. This is literally reflected in like almost every mythology ever. Bird people, many winged half humanoid bird people, many more in the Sumerian times, especially where they used plasma technology. Another, pigeons carrying messages, and of course Harry Potter. But here's where it gets really crazy. Okay, so there's this language called Sanskrit, which is the language of vibration, of the bird song. The sounds are believed to create specific vibrations within the body when chanted. Personally, when I connect with this plasma energy, with this chi, this prana, whatever, Akashic realm, whatever you want to call it, I have literally channeled Sanskrit words. I know that's like hard to believe and I sound crazy, but it's true. And I didn't even know what Sanskrit was. I really think that Sanskrit is the original language of plasma. Sanskrit resonates with this vibration of the electrons, of the birds, of plasma. It is literally the direct bridge between these vibrations that are coming out of electrons, or the mythology of the birds, and humans. It is bridging heaven and earth with vibration, turning it into sound to program our consciousness. Could Sanskrit be the original language of the universe, designed to connect consciousness with the lifeblood of creation, plasma? I do not like how I look, but it's fine because I really wanted to make this video. Oh, there's more, don't worry. I haven't gotten to the coolest part yet. So plasma is often associated with the lifeblood of the universe. And little tidbit, every element, look this up, every element, let me post it. Every element, in a way, is trying to become iron, which has to do with blood. And it will naturally tend to transform into iron if given the right conditions, primarily through nuclear fusion reactions in stars. Oh, and what is nuclear fusion and stars? We've been over this. It's plasma. There's some very interesting connection with iron and plasma and balance and harmony. Basically, I think everything's trying to become human, but I'll leave that for another time. So with plasma being this lifeblood, this river of the universe that consciousness or photons, travel through and come out through electrons. Think of electrons as mini little wormholes throughout the entire universe, that are constantly synergizing plasma with our consciousnesses. I think they're taking in our consciousness. I think electrons are, I talk about this in my book, but I'll talk about it now. I think electrons are taking in what's called an antiphoton, or what our thoughts are, and then they're also feeding us consciousness or photons, if that makes any sense. Haha. And yes, I think I did make antiphoton up, but I do think it's theoretical, but I think it makes sense, does it not? And the antiphoton is kind of fourth dimensional and goes into that fourth dimensional dark matter, dark plasma space where all these things are connecting. And just, okay, hold on. So speaking of plasma rivers and magnetic fields, let's bring in serpents for a second. So plasma has something very interesting called a Birkeland current, which looks like this. We also see it reflected in the universe. This is where it gets so crazy. So once again, you could see it here. They even talk about plasma fusion snakes and fusion, which is very interesting. And then we obviously see there's serpent mythology. But then we start to see this, which exactly looks like a freaking Birkeland current. Basically, serpent mythology probably represents plasma waves rippling through the sun, through everything, with encoded wisdom. Once again, now we start to see these snakes connected with bird people. Basically, it's symbolizing everything in our universe, in my opinion, is a feedback loop. It is a relationship between consciousness and plasma, all filtered through the multidimensional self, or us. And now we also start to remember it's there. Once again, look at it, because I'm about to show you the craziest one. I saw this at a museum. So this is, I'm pretty sure, Sumerian art. Literally, it's like a bird person with this damn Birkeland current. If that doesn't tell you that electrons and these bird people symbolize communication with plasma, maybe plasma consciousness synergy, which causes these Birkeland currents, I don't know what other connection to make out of this, but the connection is pretty interesting. Like, this could be anything. Come on. This, I believe, was Inanna or Ishtar, also a winged woman. A goddess that they all worship the sun, which was plasma. Go to on my page, there's an Inanna post about this if you want to know about her and plasma. I have a whole thing on it. But basically, these ancient sun worshippers, they were plasma initiates. They basically used Sanskrit to communicate with these electrons before they knew what the heck electrons were, and they just called them bird people. And why do they have humanoid bird people? Because they knew that they were a fusion of heaven and earth. These people, us, we're a fusion of plasma and consciousness. We can use them as tools, and we're made up of them. It's like it's our mother and father, and it makes us up, but we're also our own individual person. I feel like that's a really good thing I just said. That makes so much sense. Okay, so one more thing about plasma, bonus for my lovers who are still here with me, my Plazies. Here's a plasma ball, right? We've all seen it in Spencer's, this purple plasma ball. You know what it reminds us of, guys? The Wheel of Life. And guess what? The Wheel of Life symbolizes God's omnipresence. Plasma is omnipresent. It's everywhere. It's the living ether. Our consciousness spins the Wheel of Life, or our consciousness impresses itself on plasma, constantly feedbacking with it. But interestingly enough, there's a type of bird who's named after part of the wheel, curved body. So if the wheel symbolizes plasma's omnipresence, consciousness is spinning the wheel. Literally, the Sanskrit birds, which I just talked about, might symbolize particles or entities like electrons, which are plasma's messengers. Wheels are also curved structures, and in the movement of electrons and plasma often follows a curved or spiral-like path seen in electromagnetic fields. It literally all connects. Birds literally already symbolize messages, freedom, and transcendence, and are seen as intermediaries between the physical and spiritual realms, much like electrons that facilitate interaction between dimensions or scales in plasma and consciousness. Once again, the curved messengers that they said in Sanskrit, it's so important because these fields are curved. Literally, it's basically saying these birds are curved messengers because they're literally electrons. It reinforces that, like, they were so smart. I can't unsee this. I don't know about you, I can't. At the end of the day, it's like, what does this mean for you, right? Okay, so if you go to the link in my bio, you can go to danakipple.com. I think it's in the link in my bio to sign up for my book, A New Force, which is going to be all about plasma intelligence and consciousness. I also have really cool plasma sweatshirts on my website. I'm making a book that basically, now that we know that we can harness plasma and consciousness, how can we do that to have more connection, more love, more magic in our lives? That's what my book is about. It's not about technology. It's about your body technology. It's about your soft technology and how to use it. Because no one can take that from you. You can create your own relationship with this plasma. And sharing this today is just proof to me validating that this is real. And the ancients knew. I love them. Mwah.